Okay, now we have our first Chef PP-centered episode, Blind Mistake. Yes, Chef PP from SML. In hindsight, why was Chef PP here? Bro, why is Chef PP here? But besides this, bizarre decision. This episode features a very crucial character in the show, Clara. Clara is actually my OC. I made her specifically for gory tunes. Anyway, back to the episode. As you see here, Chef PP gets into a little accident and burns his face. If you didn't catch it, this is actually a reference to an infamous PSA. Soak up this brutal shot. This is actually one of 2 brutal shots of this episode. In fact, this episode was pretty ambitious. So Chef PP is now blind. You see, he's all bandaged up. Just like Giggles in that HTF episode, Ice Cold Lemonade. After finishing this episode, I realized that Chef PP here is a lot like the mole from HTF. It's also like an extended version of that whole ice cream bit from Ice Cold Lemonade. Speaking of Chef PP, I really fleshed him out here. About time he done some cooking. Or tries to. Chef PP just causes more trouble. Because he just can't see anything with both bandages on his face. Anyway, you see, an advantage with all the crossover happening in gory tunes is that it allows for more ways to kill a character. Like Kirby being mistaken for pizza dough and then being rolled out. I'm all for it. Chef PP's now preparing a new item on the menu, Kirby Pizza. That doesn't sound as gross as I thought it would. Here's King Dedede. This is before he became a major character. I'll just let this scene play out. Yeah, probably one of the nastiest looking frames I've ever drawn. So there's Toad. Again, he's not really that big of a character in this episode. I really should put him in an episode again. Hey Toad. Knife. I'm sorry, I just had to. Mushroom pizza. So there's Mr. Krabs. Yo, this is one of the funniest parts of the episode. Bro got impaled by a knife in the eye. I remember when this meme was big back in 2022. This episode was the perfect opportunity to use it. Same with this death. Again, this episode was pretty ambitious, and it's probably the last long episode that I made for a while. Okay, back to the scene. Mr. Krabs' death was definitely an idea I really liked. When I was making the concepts for each death in this episode, I just knew I had to use this one. It was so smooth and suited Happy Tree Friends almost perfectly. So we have Chef PP with another knife, but this time, he dipped it in a vat of grease. Deep-fried knife, anyone? Clara and Chef PP now engage in a tug-of-war. Hoopsie, here's Nutty drinking a slushie, or whatever, a milkshake. I bet he's having the time of his life. That is, until he gets his jaw sliced off. I like that. That's pretty smooth. Chef PP somehow has another knife. Clara just has that delayed reaction. LOL. I really like playing up the idea that Clara is the only character in this show with common sense. She tries her hardest to keep everything in check. And even then, that's more recipes for disaster. Chef PP gets stabbed in the forehead. Ouch. Here's Sniffles. Yeah, a lot of major characters really do start appearing in Season 2. Sniffles gets his snout ripped off. Poor Sniffles. Again, this episode has a lot of gory shots. I really went all out on this one. And look, there's Chef Kawasaki. Everyone is here, I suppose. Sniffles is about to receive a face full of metal soon. Okay, I think I really improved on the gore here. There's Elmer Fudd. Who doesn't like Elmer Fudd? I broke a rule here. I apologize in advance. I just thought the gag would be funny. There's Jeffy. That's the mandatory Jeffy cameo. LMAO. And that's the end of Blind Mistake. Pretty decent episode, I guess. BTW, that was Chef PP's first dedicated episode.